my god, man.
Blue Lock. What was once the hottest of shonen manga and or shonen anime has now become kind of a laughingstock over the past few months. Season 2 has rolled around and somehow we've gone from Blue Lock is real during its hype in the 2022 World Cup to, well, a PowerPoint presentation slide. But what you didn't realize is that this was their plan all along. I mean, the anime is a totally accurate adaptation of the manga. They just have to put colors in it, add a musical score, and cut transitions and done. Blue Lock Season 2 is actually a motion comic. But in all seriousness, it was a very disappointing adaptation for me.
Disappointed!
And I'm not even like a Blue Lock fan. I'm not here to talk about why you should hate Blue Lock or anything. Absolutely not.
I'd probably make fun of it a little bit.
But if you're watching this video and do still like Blue Lock anime so far, well, good for you, because I didn't. Feel free to like whatever anime you like. In the end, opinions are just opinions and everyone has their own opinion. So this video is just gonna be me being very critical to Blue Lock, and it's my opinion and God knows how opinions work here on the internet. But positives first. Before getting into the negatives, I do have positives for Blue Lock. Blue Lock is a fresh setting for a sports anime or manga. What usually focuses on friendship, brotherhood, and how teamwork makes the dream work, Blue Lock said fuck all that. This is all about ego. Not everyone can be the best. I'm the best. Nah, I best. It is survival for the fittest in Blue Lock, and I do like that. Personally, I have no major gripes with the story or plot. That also includes the second season. Not gonna lie, the biggest factor on why I can sit through Season 2 still, it's because I still like how each character has their own ways of handling balls and strategizing in matches. The narrations themselves, albeit can be overbearing at times, are still easy to follow. I also know Blue Lock characters falls more on archetypes rather than realistic characterization, like how Bachira is the oddball, Nagi is the cool badass who doesn't seem to care but really good at footballing. And Isagi, despite not being the best, is really good at observing and adapting in various scenarios, yet also having the most willpower because we follow the story from mainly his perspective. I get the point of the story, I like it. So for this video, I'm not gonna talk about the narrative, the plot, or the characters that much because I do like most of them. Most if not all my negatives are mainly in the presentation, the technical side, the animation of the anime, which what anime means. First off, Blue Lock exploded into the manga scene with its intense art style and hype moments that just screams, football is life or death. The sharp angles, the dynamic poses, the crazy plus 9,000 aura effects made it look like every panel had this energy that just slapped you in the face, demanding your attention. Then comes the anime. Season 1, not bad, pretty good actually. It captured some of that intensity at least, and some well-animated football scenes. But Season 2? Oh boy. So now let's address the elephant, or rather, the PNG in the room. The animation. What little there is of it anyway. You know it's bad when the most exciting play in football matches involves a character standing perfectly still with their PNG sprite slowly dragged across the screen. And the result is stiff movements, awkward transitions, and football that just feels more like a turn-based gameplay than real-time. People have started joking that it's like watching a PowerPoint presentation, and honestly, they're not wrong. There's this one scene where the ball is passed, looks like someone just dragged a ball PNG across the screen with no shadow on it. People have compared it to football scenes in Detective Conan, which is not at all a sports anime, the One Piece football episode. Heck, even Uma Musume, which is an anime about waifu horse racing, has more fluid and energetic animation than Blue Lock. I haven't even brought up Awashi or Inazuma 11 yet. But again, joking aside, there's clearly issues during production here. And usually, it rarely ever was the animator's fault when an anime aired undercooked. The animators in 8-bit who worked on this does have experience. Some of you have probably seen the news or interviews with insiders from heavy crunch times, like one animator is working on many slides or scenes that are spread across 5 different episodes. Like, that's just insane. If you understand some level of animation production, that is like a nightmare because of production comedies or the executives' unrealistic deadlines and expectations. Business-wise, I get it. You want to catch up on all of that Blue Lock hype while it's still going. They wanted to release stuff faster every year, and it definitely shows. Blue Lock Season 1, 24 episodes, aired on October 2022 to March 2023. Normal, right? Like any 2-core anime adaptation. Then there is Blue Lock Episode Nagi Movie, which came out in April 2024, in Japan at least. Then Season 2 in October 2024. Yeah, just from scheduling alone, you see how they are basically speedrunning this shit, right? So yeah, it's pretty obvious that we're now playing with corporate greed here, and the production company just being unfair to the animators, treating Blue Lock more of a cash grab rather than anything. Because they know people will still watch it even if the animations suck, because the biggest draws are essentially the characters. You can see why there's a lot of details in the drawings for the characters, albeit like still images. You know, to get those fangirls money going, right? What's even more sad was that when it was reported by animators that worked on Blue Lock, they said that they do put more movements in their animations, but in the end, they were totally cut off because the director or someone in the studio in the comedy decided that to cut most of the movements so they could make the deadline. And then we have the unholy marriage of 2D and 3D animation, or CG. Now, combining the two isn't inherently bad. It's common practice nowadays to combine these two, and usually the best ones are those that you don't notice right away. And it's the director of photography's job to make sure the 3D elements blend in with the 2D elements. And the 3D models stick out like a sore thumb. It's not Berserk 2016 bad, god no, but it was obvious. Which is even more saddening because there is actually a really cool 3D first-person animation in the opening. I wish there were more scenes like that in the actual anime itself though. For example, scenes of simple ball passing just look so flat and energetic. It's definite that the 3D animators don't have enough time to touch these things up. Meanwhile, the 2D characters have barely any movement, which only makes the disconnect worse. One moment, you're hyped up for a climactic play, the next, I'm cringing at how stiff and robotic the 3D models look. Now look, a lot of people make fun of this, but I actually have to praise the director or someone who decided that they should put these CapCut filters, transitions, and special effects, this kind of highly saturated particle effects and wavy filters. Because can you imagine if the scenes are just still images with narration without any effects? God, it would have been worse. So I'm gonna give credit where credit's due when everyone else is just gooning on it. And I notice what the director is doing to basically salvage this thing and make it look not too horrible at least. So to me, a sports anime has a bigger demand or focus for animation. I mean, the idea of adapting a sports manga into an anime is to literally see this sports movement come to life. Just looking at random scenes in Haikyuu and Kuroko no Basket, for example, that came out years later, you can see my point. But bro, the recent Blue Lock episode is getting better. There's more movement in the animation. Yes, I agree. The recent episodes in the U20 arc are definitely better, but for me, it's not enough and too late. I don't exactly look forward to some scenes that are animated just a bit better than before and be happy with that. I get that the manga was adored and popular. Heck, even me, who isn't really into sports manga, can get into it and have fun reading it. From one of the best-selling manga to this, I think Blue Lock fans deserve better. I just don't get the cope of fans who love the manga, but they kinda have this obligation to adore the anime as well. I get that some just like it, but I just don't get it. If you think that I expected that every single episode of an anime has to be 10 out of 10 exceptional, absolute cinema every time with Fate level detail and budget, no. That would be great if it did, but no. The point I want to make here is that an anime just has to be consistent. Sure, bigger arcs get more attention, but even other arcs have to be put to care as well. Put me in a room to defend Blue Lock in a debate, I'll fail miserably. But in the end, for me, it's all came down to I'm just gonna read the manga instead. That's all from me rambling about Blue Lock. Please do leave a comment below if you want to share more opinions or make a healthy argument. You probably have reasons of your own of justifying the anime. Also, it would be highly appreciated if you like the video and subscribe if you want to see me overthink and ramble more about anime. See you soon.